Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going over a newly released poll out of the Trafalgar group, and it goes over the state of New Hampshire, and it goes over the presidential race and the Senate race. But for today's video I'm just going to be focusing on the Senate race because 2022 is more urgent. I would not really say urgent, but pretty much more urgent than 2024. So in this poll, it's 1,041 respondents of likely 2022 general election voters out of the state of New Hampshire. There's a response rate of 1.39%, margin of error of 2.99, so basically 3%. Confidence 95, and response distribution 50%. I do have to say on the record, Trafalgar is usually a Republican-leaning or Republican internal polling firm. So as I mentioned, this is the 2024 election, but we're going to bypass this for now. And we're also going to bypass Trump versus Biden. So here we are to the 2022 Senate race. If the election was today, who would you vote for? Maggie Hassan, Dawn Bolduc, or undecided? Maggie Hassan leads with 46% of the vote, as you can see right here, and Dawn Bolduc trails in second place with 40% of the vote, with 13.6% undecided. The big takeaway here is, number one, Republicans do not right now have a strong candidate to run against Maggie Hassan. That is true. Number two is, despite that, Maggie Hassan is very unpopular, and that being evident by 13% being undecided at this time. To me, that 13% are people who don't know who Bolduc is or really doesn't want to vote for Hassan but is waiting to see who the Republicans nominate. So the Republicans have a real opportunity to pick up the Senate race here, but if it looks like if it's Maggie Hassan versus Donald Bolduc, it doesn't look like that'll be happening. It'll be close, but I don't think it'll happen. They also polled Maggie Hassan versus Chuck Morse. Chuck Morse, if you're unfamiliar with his name, he's the state Senate leader, I believe, in the New Hampshire State Senate. I think it's either State Senate or State House. I believe it's the State Senate. So despite being in that position, he doesn't have a ton of name recognition statewide. That's why you can see Maggie Hassan is 45.5%, Chuck Morse only has 38.3%, and undecided is 16.2%. And this is pretty much the same thing as the Bolduc poll, except that less people know Chuck Morse's name. When it comes to midterm elections, there's going to be less turnout than, say, a presidential election. And if both parties can get a good candidate, whichever candidates have bigger name recognition, believe it or not, can play a very big factor. For instance, Maggie Hassan. Yes, she is unpopular right now, but her name is well known in New Hampshire state politics. She ran for Senate in 2016. She was the governor before that, I believe, since 2012. Yeah, 2012. So people know who she is. They know her name. Chuck Morse, don't really know her name. Dawn Bolduc, people do know his name. He ran for Senate last time. There was a issue where he didn't, didn't mean to do that. Dawn Bolduc did not concede the GOP primary to his primary opponent, who did end up winning. So that did cause some problems statewide with the state GOP, but I don't know if that's going to play a factor in who the Republicans nominate, but my guess would be, seeing these polls, there's a real opportunity for Republicans to go after Maggie Hassan, and I doubt Dawn Bolduc and Chuck Morse will be the only two Republicans to run against Hassan. For the age participation in the poll, a plurality of the poll was 45 to 64-year-olds and 65 plus. Those two categories make a majority. The younger demographics being the least involved with the polling. Ethnicity, 91.1% white, 8.9% other. Party participation, Republicans 33.1%, no party 31.3%, and Democrats 35.6%. Important to remember about New Hampshire, it is a very independent leaning state. A lot of things have been said about New Hampshire, whether it's a blue state or a leaning blue state. It truly is a state of independence and unenrolled, so it can really go either way. Gender, 48.2% male, 51.8% female. So, with that said, I want to go to the Wikipedia page of the 2022 New Hampshire Senate race, because I've done this before, but I'm going to do it again. Right now, Dawn Bolduc is the notable candidate running. My guess would be Chuck Morse is either going to announce he's running, or one of these other people are going to announce they're going to run soon. Bill Benny, who's a businessman who ran in 2010, he may decide to run. Corky Mesner, who was the nominee in 2020, he may run again. He lost by 16 points to Gene Shaheen, though, so if that's the best the Republicans can do in New Hampshire, I'd be very worried about their chances of winning. Kevin Smith, who was the candidate for New Hampshire governor in 2012, I don't know much about him, but he may decide to run. Frank Edelblut is someone that is the commissioner of the New Hampshire Department of Education. I've watched some clips on YouTube and stuff. Chris Sununu, the governor, has spoken very highly of him. He's someone who could be a very formidable candidate. I don't know if he would beat Maggie Hassan, but I think he would at least be formidable in terms of name recognition. Frank Ginta was the representative from Congressional District 1 for a few years, back and forth. He's got some pretty big name recognition statewide. If he decided to run, he could be an interesting candidate. Matt Mowers, who is currently running in the 1st Congressional District, there is potential. I read an article where they're talking about people from Washington calling on him to run for Senate. I don't think he has any intention of doing that. I haven't heard anything saying he would do that, but if he did, I think he would probably be the clear-cut nominee for Senate, but for now, it sounds like he's sticking with the House race. And then in the declined, we know for sure Kelly Ayotte's not going to run. Scott Brown, I don't think he's going to run again. His wife actually is running for Congress in the 1st District, so I don't think he would run. And Chris Sununu, the governor, as we know, will not be running. So Republicans are really stuck trying to find the right candidate to run against Hassan in a seat that is very vulnerable. As we go to the 2022 map, Republicans start out, in my opinion, 47 leaning or safe seats, Democrats 46, so it's very close. Whichever party takes control is not going to have a massive majority. But on a night where Republicans are supposed to do well, you could very well conceivably see if Republicans can get a good candidate, they can flip New Hampshire. It can absolutely happen. If Republicans are winning places like Wisconsin by 5 points, or here we go, and likely, if they're winning by 5 points, in Pennsylvania, they can win. Maybe Dr. Oz, I don't know who the nominee is going to be, but whoever it is, if Republicans can win Wisconsin and Pennsylvania and North Carolina and Georgia and Arizona and Nevada, you can definitely see Republicans win New Hampshire. Right now, if you ask me, I would say New Hampshire still goes to Maggie Hassan because the Republican opponent is not very formidable. But if Republicans can field a good candidate, someone who has name recognition, can fundraise, can get out there and vote, to get people to go out there and vote, you can very well see New Hampshire flip red in a 2022 wave year because Maggie Hassan and the Democrats are all polling underwater in the state of New Hampshire. This poll doesn't show it, but in some recent polls I've seen, Democrats have not been performing well. And again, that 46% to 40 against, in my opinion, not a very strong general election candidate, 13% is still undecided. This could very well be a Republican pickup in the Senate if Republicans can get the right candidate. But for now, I would still leave New Hampshire in the battleground column with a slight edge to Maggie Hassan, the Democrat incumbent senator, but definitely within striking distance if Republicans can find the right candidate. That's going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.